Hey YouTube, it's Tyler the Antenna Man, and today I'm going to test out and review this Winegard Platinum Series HD7694P long-range TV antenna. It runs about $60 on Amazon and claims reliable reception up to 45 miles from the broadcast towers. Looking at the antenna, it's one I would consider as a medium-sized directional antenna. I also like how this antenna has a 75 ohm coaxial cable output. Many antennas still have the 300 ohm connector, which requires a balun in order to connect a coaxial cable. Many times these will wear down in the elements and eventually break off, requiring a person to go back up at the antenna and replace the old balun. Now, some of you subscribers are probably going to get tired of me saying this, but I really have to say it because a lot of times people see me for the first time and they don't know this. There's no such thing as an HD antenna. So if you're looking up a TV antenna and you're specifically looking up an HD or digital antenna, you're doing it all wrong. Antennas are designed for certain frequencies, usually VHF, UHF, sometimes both in the case of this antenna. And it doesn't matter what signal the TV station is putting out, whether it's analog, digital, 4K, ATSC 3.0. These are just marketing keywords that antenna companies use to push their results and have them show up first on Amazon and confuse people into thinking that they need a new antenna when they don't. On this antenna, you'll see the high VHF elements designed for channels 7 through 13 towards the back, and the UHF elements designed for channels 14 and above towards the front. I also want to make it clear that most TV stations do not broadcast on the channel you know them as. So for example, in New York, there is CBS 3, NBC 4, and Fox 5. And the average person may say, okay, channels 2, 4, and 5, I need a VHF antenna in order to pick up these stations. Well, as it stands, none of these stations broadcast on the VHF band. They all broadcast on the UHF band. To find out what channels your local TV stations are broadcasting on, go to antennaweb.org, type in your address, and look for the RF channel number. The virtual channel is a channel that the station identifies as. So in my market, NBC 28 WBRE. But the RF channel is the channel that they broadcast on. Now, if you don't see any stations listed on antennaweb.org or there's some that are missing, don't freak out. It doesn't mean you won't be able to pick them up. Antennaweb.org tends to underestimate the amount of channels a person can receive when putting up an outdoor antenna. You can also use the FCC DTV maps or rabbitears.info. I attached links to both in the description of this video. I'm now going to test this antenna outside at the same location I've tested all of my outdoor antennas. So that way it makes an easy comparison on how well it does both on the UHF and VHF spectrum. Here's a list of the stations along with their RF channels and their signal strengths on the last two antennas I tested out on my YouTube channel. On the left side, you'll see the type of diffraction on the TV station. One edge means single edge diffraction, or one ridge between me and the transmitter weakening the signal. Two edge means two edge diffraction, or two ridges weakening the signal between me and the transmitter. LOS means line of sight with virtually no obstructions in the way. You can also see how this antenna compares to various other antenna models by checking out my other videos. The signal strength on WNEP was a little bit lower than the small media sonic antenna I tested out, but they are on a very high frequency on RF50. I noticed that the UHF elements on this antenna are a little bit larger, which would optimize them more for lower UHF frequencies where most TV stations will be after the FCC repack is complete. The signal strength on WYU was significantly higher at around 70%, compared to only 53% with the Mediasonic small directional antenna and no signal at all with the Antop omnidirectional antenna. The signal strength on WBRE, which broadcasts on VHF channel 11, was also significantly higher at around 69%. The signal strength on Fox 56 was a little bit higher than the Mediasonic small directional antenna, but you can't get much higher than this. It's hovering at almost 90%. The signal strength on Fox 29's low-powered repeater station in my area was also a little bit higher at around 49% compared to 44% with the Mediasonic antenna and nothing at all with the Antop antenna. Finally, the signal strength on WNJB's repeater station was significantly higher, at around 68% with this antenna, compared to 39% with the Mediasonic antenna and 42% with the Antop antenna. So for my test, this antenna works very well. It picked up stations better than all the small directional antennas that I tested out in my previous videos. I would say it's a good antenna if you have weaker VHF and UHF stations and live within 60 miles of the broadcast towers. Many times I hear of people having issues with some stations on small directional antennas, and they think the solution is to purchase another small directional antenna. It's not. If you have trouble picking up some stations with a small antenna, buying another small antenna is not going to help the cause. You can always try repositioning the antenna to see if you can lock in the stations at a different location, but the chances are you may need a larger antenna, such as this model. Keep in mind that this antenna is optimized for VHF high channels 7 through 13 and UHF channels 14 and above. It does not have the proper low VHF elements to pick up low band channels such as MeTV2 and 6ABC in Philadelphia. If you aren't sure what antenna will work best for you, I do offer custom antenna recommendations on my website at antennamanpa.com. There I go through your unique reception situation, see where the signals are on the VHF or UHF band, and make an antenna recommendation there. Antennas truly are not a one-size-fits-all model. Thanks again for watching my YouTube channel. I hope you like my new logo. It'll be on some t-shirts, keychains, and mugs soon, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe to my channel for cord cutting and antenna related information, and have an awesome day.